Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making bitter leaf soup for onugbu. And so for the ingredients we need our washed bitter leaf, and then our frozen banga, and then our crayfish, and then our seasoning cubes. And then we have our garlic and ginger and our onions, and then our ogiribu for cooking soup. Then our buttercornet, our cocoyam paste, our stock fish and dry fish, and then our meat, and then cow skin or bomo and salt. So we'll head down straight to business. I'm going to begin by parboiling my meat. I like to cook my meat separately, like I said in my previous videos. Then I'll add my seasoning cubes, and then my buttercornet, and then my onions. This is the only time the onions will be coming into the soup. Then my ginger, my grated ginger and garlic, and then I'll be pouring water. Then cook it or let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. Of course, not forgetting a sprinkle of salt. So while this is going on in the background, I'm going to be extracting my banga, the oil from my banga. I didn't use palm oil for this recipe. I used banga. The taste of the banga is quite different from the one you get from palm oil, so I like to use banga whenever I'm cooking my bitter leaf or my oha. Then while this one is extracting, the meat is cooking. And of course, if you notice, I used hot water first before adding cold water. This is to make sure that the oil comes out very well. Like if you really want it red and you really want to maximize the oil from the palm nut. Of course, if you don't have palm nut, you can substitute with your oil, or your oil. So while I'm done extracting, I'm going to go back to my meat. By now it's almost done, so I'm going to be adding my bomo. I don't add my bomo in the beginning because I would like this one to cook and I don't want my bomo to be very soft. Then go back to my banga and let it boil. So by now my meat is done. I'm going to be switching it off, and also by now my banga is already boiling, or my akwu. So I'm going to be adding my stock fish and my dry fish, and then I'm going to cover it and let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes again. So I'm going to be adding my ogiribu. This is what makes bitter leaf soup. Of course, some of my people from Abia State and other parts of eastern Nigeria, they don't eat ogiri, but ogiri is the main essence of bitter leaf soup. Then I'm going to be adding my crayfish, and then my buttercornet, and then stir and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. By now the ingredients are already incorporating and the soup is sort of thickening. So I'm going to introduce my cocoyam paste at this point. This is the frozen cocoyam paste. There is a previous video on how to make cocoyam paste, so you might want to click on the link to check how to make cocoyam paste. Then I'm going to be adding my seasoning cubes, and then let the cocoyam paste dissolve to thicken the soup. After about 10 minutes, I stirred it again before introducing my meat stock, that is my meat and my bomo, into the soup. Of course, like I always say, if your soup is kind of watery, you might not want to add a lot of meat stock or a lot of meat water. You might just add the meat, but I let my meat dry up, so I don't have more. I usually don't have a lot of water in my meat. So I'm going to let it cook for another 5 to 10 minutes. While stirring it, I discovered that it wasn't as thick as I wanted it to be. So I'm going to be adding more cocoyam paste, and by now it's already beginning to thicken. It's already giving me the desired thickness I want, as you can see in the video. Then I will be adding my salt and stir yet again. Okay, it's time to introduce the bitter leaf. Some people like to cut their bitter leaf to be tiny. I like leaving my bitter leaf to be long, like the sort of Anambra one. But if you don't like your bitter leaf to be long like my own, you can use your knife to cut it into smaller pieces of bitter leaf. So yeah. So as you can see, bitter leaf is one of the easiest, simplest Igbo soup you can prepare. It doesn't take time, it's easy, it's fast. And if you don't have a cocoyam paste, you can always use your yam for thickening. You can use achi, you can use ofo. Some people use all sort of stuff, but I tell you, you can't get the taste as when you use cocoyam paste. Some people like to cook their bitter leaf before adding to the soup to remove every atom of bitterness. But why is it called bitter leaf soup if you remove every bitterness in the bitter leaf? Doesn't make sense if you ask me. Our ogbonge bitter leaf soup or onugbu soup can be served with fufu or wheat or semo or whatever it is that you have. So thank you for stopping by. Please don't forget to like our videos, share with your friends, comment and subscribe. And don't forget to hit our notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Thank you for stopping by. Bye.